Hello, I'm Erik Dancy, and in this video, we'll take a look at Bordogni Melodious Etudes number 16, one of the Missouri All-State Band audition excerpts. First, let's hear the complete etude. Now let's break down a few things that will help you prepare this successfully. This etude comes from a completely different resource, the Melodious Etudes by Bordogni, edited by Rochut. The whole point of these studies is to develop a lyrical, singing-like quality to your trombone playing. This etude will test your endurance, your sound quality, and your overall ability to be artistic as you play all the way through. Now let's look at some more specific practice tips. Practice tip number 1, give this the time necessary. It's easy to look at this etude and say, oh, that's the easy one, with its simpler rhythmic structure and slower tempo, but we cannot fall into this trap. Each note must have a strong vibration and good intonation and good slide technique to avoid that wishy-washy sound coming out of the bell. Here's an example of what I mean by that. An intentional, clear technique and sound will make all the difference. Practice tip number 2, sing, buzz, and blow. These etudes were all written by Marco Bordogni and intended for vocal training. So singing through the melodies, buzzing through the melodies, or just blowing through them in general can help you with the phrase shape, all the tempo modifiers, and the appropriate places to breathe, and all the other musical elements as you read through without having to put the horn at your face. So I'm going to do a quick demonstration of all three things on the opening phrase and then play the beginning as well and see if it makes it sound pretty. Here's blowing through the phrase. and singing. Da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee da 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 dee dee da da dee 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 da dee. And buzzing. And now I put it on the horn. Practice tip number 3. Let it be what it's supposed to be. Yes, this etude has a much different style than the other 3 Arbenz exercises. It's much more lyrical. But I think sometimes we let our mind go and think that we need to sound completely different because it's a lyrical etude. When in reality, the tempo isn't that much slower than the technical etudes. And yes, there is a stylistic change, but neither of those things are an excuse to sound goopy and wide, maybe like this. Let's remember that this etude is one of a 5-part audition. You're going to be playing for the person behind the screen, listening to your scales, and all 3 of the other technical etudes from the Arbenz book. So, putting it all together, let's aim for a consistent, beautiful sound and musical approach on everything that we're presenting. Sure, it's okay to use your imagination and envision a scene playing in the background while you're playing, but not at the expense of changing everything for what you're already doing. Let's make it sound pretty. Maybe like this. Bonus tip time. Start slow and pay attention to the details. If you haven't figured it out by now, choose your starter. Whether it's a tuner, a metronome, or a recording device, or maybe you have one of those apps that does all 3 of those things. More power to you. All of these tools can help you slow things down, pay attention to the details, find your mistakes, and start correcting them before they become bad habits. I find with this one in particular that I like to listen to other musicians who've already recorded this to gain ideas. My personal favorites are Toby Oft of the Boston Symphony Orchestra and Jonathan Randazzo of the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra and their video recordings to gain musical ideas. Just listen for the phrasing, the the breathing, the articulation, and the tone quality to try and match rather than just copy every detail. Absorbing multiple musical influences can only help you in this journey rather than hurt you. Here's an example of the ending that I've taken from listening to multiple resources. Watching this video alone will not win you the audition. You still have to put in the work, you still have to seek feedback, and you have to be honest in your preparation as you go along your journey. I was in your shoes once, preparing and participating in these auditions here as a student in Missouri, and now as a music teacher and a freelancing trombonist in the Kansas City area, I've helped other students prepare for these auditions as well. My goal here is simply to give you some ideas and some tools that might help you in your preparation. Happy practicing!